Happy Tuesday, Striver. I hope this day greets you with your dream still alive in your heart. That's today's topic, keeping the dream alive. We often set so many big goals. We have these passions. We want to live a fulfilling life. We want extraordinary abundance and health and joy and great, remarkable relationships. And sometimes we have this dream of this new house, or this dream of paying for, school, or this dream of, creating this thing for our family, or this thing for achieving a dream for our teams. And yet, as we get into the week, it's Tuesday, we're recovering from what was a busy Monday. We are dealing with the craziness of the world. We felt a little discouraged. Sometimes we're just tired, sometimes exhausted. Other times it seems like there's so much. So we're stressed and overwhelmed, and we're so focused on the day's task. We don't even think about what our dream is for our future. We just get disconnected from it all. We go through the motions. We get stuff done, but the fire is not inside. The dream seems so distant. So what can we do? Well, let's start with this. If you've had a dream in your life, that dream was given to you, and it's your job to keep that dream alive. It's your job to tend it, to make sure that that thing grows, to pay attention to it, to own that dream that was gifted to you, and to manifest it. I really believe that when we have a clear vision for the future, or we just know what we want for our lives or our family, that those impulses, those whispers from the soul, or that direction from the divine, or just that passionate dedication is something that we have to make sure we cultivate each day. That we don't take advantage of that in such a way that we just say, oh, well, it's not that important. Oh, well, it's not going to work for me. And we discount it. We think, well, yeah, what a dumb idea. No, that's a dream. It's an idea that's bigger than you, but it was gifted to you to carry, to bear the burden of, to have the opportunity, the blessing to manifest, to create. Sometimes that dream is just working with amazing people. Sometimes that dream is meeting somebody amazing and falling in love. Sometimes that dream is building something beyond yourself. Sometimes that dream is just enjoying the day. Sometimes the dream is that big vacation. And sometimes the dream is just a few breaths between the kids screaming at each other. It's not about the size of the dream. It's that you honor it, that you work for it. And so let's talk about how you can do that. First, to keep the dream alive, you have to look at it more often. Imagine that your focus and your attention can power something up. It's almost like, when something doesn't get your attention, it just kind of fades away. It doesn't stick around for you. It's the universe noticing what you really care for. And if we don't focus on something and look at it on a consistent basis, of course the dream becomes distant. It's why so many people say, oh, Brendan, I lost my motivation. I go, no, not really. What you lost was the practice of looking at things that matter to you on a consistent basis and reminding yourself of them. The motivation didn't go away. You just haven't looked at it for a while. And that's true with our dreams. Often, we write it on New Year's, and we don't look at it again. If you want to keep a dream alive, you've got to stare at it. You've got to look at it. I have this board in my room. I call it my battle board. And it's just like my personal development kind of board that has, some vision type board on it, but also just my monthly plans and words that inspire me and, kind of the plan for the year. And what I do is I tend to walk into the office or the studio and I just stare at it. I'm not kidding. I literally just walk in and I just look at it. 5 minutes. Actually clock it. I make sure I just stand there and look. Look at the pictures, look at the plan, think about why I'm doing what I'm doing, how it's going to impact people, visualize outcomes. Just look at it. Let ideas come into my mind, capture things on note, pin it up to the wall. Just staring at the big vision board, battle board, whatever you want to call it, I literally look at my goals, not just on a piece of paper, but it's also on a board. I look at what's happening this month and next month and the month after that, and the quarter after that, all just laid out. And I just look at it. The dream has never gone away because I stare at it every day and I visualize for it every day, and it gets me going every day. I also think to keep a dream alive, you already know this, you've got to take action. You have to move towards it daily, even if that means you read something to learn about it. If it means you call somebody up and ask them a question, you do a Google search. You search some videos, watch some videos, take a course, get a mentor, join a mastermind. Whatever you have to do, whatever that daily action is, if it's just writing about it, thinking about it, planning towards it, learning about it, daily. That's what that looking at it really means. It's got to be daily. I'd say you also need to get some instructions. You've got to get yourself educated and ask yourself 2 simple questions. What knowledge and skills would I need to have in order to build or manifest that dream? That's all about the question of competency. What knowledge or skills would I have to have or build in order to have that thing? And the second type of question is, well, who would I have to become to earn that, to create that, to deserve that? That's a question of character. Who will I become in order to have that dream? I felt so sad for, a lot of kids who are never taught how to do goal setting or think about their future, because they just go, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And they never ask, who must I become to earn that? Who must I become to deserve that type of lifestyle? We can say, oh yeah, well, everyone deserves that. I'm like, well, everyone has the potential to manifest it, but no, deservedness is different than worthiness, right? Are we all worthy? 100%. Are we all worthy of a good future? 100%. Do we all deserve the same things? Well, that comes back into the realm of effort, doesn't it? Like, I think when you've earned something, you appreciate it different, and you went through the gauntlet to get it. Now, I know some people will not like that because they'll say, well, no, you're confusing this word, or I think that you're saying deserved means this or that. I think every person is capable, worthy, and socially deserves to climb and build and achieve and receive their dreams. But at the end of the day, does the effort match up? Is who they are attempting to become capable of having that thing? I always like to give my example of, I did not deserve to be a great public speaker because one day I thought, geez, I'd sure like to be on stage in front of a couple thousand people and just, enjoy expressing myself. No, I didn't deserve to have that dream of filling arenas. What I had to do was go and figure out, well, how do I communicate? How do I impact people? How does this industry work? How would I get booked? How would I start? How would I build my brand? How do I have a company? I had to learn all of that. I had to put in the miles to be able to get on a small stage and then a bigger stage and a bigger stage and a bigger stage and a bigger stage. Was the beginning Brendan deserving of the bigger stage? Well, I would say he was worthy, but did he deserve to have it just because he wanted it? Well, no, that'd be like saying I deserve to be on Mars just because I want it. It's like there's a lot of steps between there. So sometimes we have to get instructions and we have to decide who we would have to become. I decided, well, I'd have to become a great communicator. I'd have to become a good business person. I'd have to become successful enough in my field of endeavor that people would even ask me to speak. Another thing that most people often forget when I say keep the dream alive is a dream is high, isn't it? You have to reach high for it. And so what you have to keep doing is levering up your guides and your peer groups. Keep leveling up the people around you. Keep increasing your network. Keep reaching for people who are more successful than you are in that field of endeavor, asking them questions, learning from them, becoming a mentee of theirs, or studying their work, or reading their books, or whatever you have to do so that you can keep leveling yourself up. And I always say, your first mentor is not going to be your final mentor. Your first mentor is like a step one, but guess what? There's going to be 4 or 5 other mentors. And what you want to do is make sure keep escalating those mentors in their capabilities, their understanding, or their reach, or their success in your field. That can be as simple as, hey, if you want to be a great parent, yeah, you hang around, some people around the neighborhood, but you keep saying, I want to get around some of the best parents. How do I find them? And you just keep levering up, meeting parents who you keep thinking, wow, they just got it down. They've got character. They're amazing. Look at the family that they are building. Look at the legacy that they are creating here. This is incredible. Keep levering up your guides and your mentors. Finally, I know this is so basic, but that idea of visualizing it or revisiting every day, that comes down to using your GrowthDay app. You got to journal. You got to plan. You got to act. You got to journal. You got to plan. You got to act. I just don't know very many people who've achieved remarkable things in their life without some type of journal practice. It doesn't mean they maybe write every single day, but you get around those folks, they tend to have notebooks all over the house, pieces of paper, love letters. They write, they capture. Think about every great leader in history that we think about today. They documented, didn't they? Many of their journals still exist with us, like Marcus Aurelius's. You read his meditations book and you think, wow, if he hadn't written that down, how many people wouldn't learn to manage their emotions throughout time? You think about people who shared their plan openly with people, like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., his dream that was really a plan to be manifested. These ideas to journal, to plan, to keep acting on a daily basis, to keep looking at your dream, to keep moving towards it daily, to get better instructions, to develop our character, to lever up our guides. These are the things that keep the dream alive. None of this says watch Netflix for 7 days in a row. None of this says bow out of responsibility. None of this says don't try. The dream is not there to serve you. You are here to earn that dream. Not to have it because you're so perfect and you deserve it right now, not from an entitled standpoint, but rather as a challenge, as a gift, as something to grow into. Because what's a dream if it's not something that stretches us into a higher realm of existence, into a new land of opportunity, into a new way of being or experiencing this world? What's a dream? It's something to reach for. It's something to reach for. And it's something you can keep alive by these simple activities we talked about today. Please use your GrowthDay app to manifest those dreams. Go capture in your journal what they are, or go make a plan for how you're going to fulfill them, and then follow up and follow up and follow up. Keep that dream alive. And you'll do that as long as you just remember every day is a great day to grow.